We're like 5 minutes short of being an hour late. I'm sure this is fine. Hello, comrades, and welcome back to another episode of Under Construction. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. Let me make sure that I send this where it needs to go. Oh, and there's a message. Definitely wasn't waiting for that. We've got to do our traditional thing, but I've got to get everything else ready. I should really get this stuff ready before we start sometime. Not this time, but maybe sometime. Let's just put that over there. Excuse me. There's a lot of things in the videos channel on the Trainz official server that aren't videos, interestingly enough. I'm not sure if that's on purpose. Anyway, back to Not Tetris. I don't really expect us to beat our high score today. I'm not as focused as I could be. One of the things that brought me back, though, was someone on the Star Trek subreddit, I think it's the Star Trek subreddit, or one of the Star Trek adjacent subreddits, has been making, well, that sucks, has been making versions of the theme songs as if they're emanating from the ships that are relevant to the theme song, which is to say, when the ship flies away, you get the Doppler shift. Hello, dear Kaiser. You get the Doppler shift of it, like in the song, and the song fades out into the distance. They did it with what is, ooh, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's up there. Lower Decks, absolutely fantastic show. Honestly, I'm not sure if everyone was sold on it when it was announced. I don't know if I was, because it took me so long to watch it. But it is worth a watch, even if you're not that... Oh, no. Oh, that was the worst thing I could have done. I would say even if you're not much of a Star Trek fan, I don't know, Gloria finds it funny, and Gloria is not a Star Trek fan. It's pretty funny, but it's one of those things where that and Lower Decks... that and Strange New Worlds being what they are, you do get a lot more out of them as a Trek fan, as a Trekkie, as it were. Mostly because they're incredibly referential. Not in a way that is detrimental to, like, the goings-on. Wow, this was terrible. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. I had everything lined up over there. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh. That's the lowest score we've, like, ever gotten. We got 0 lines. Or, sorry, we got 2 lines. We were on level 0. That's incredible. That's incredibly bad. Sometimes it just be like that, I guess. Agenda for today, I'm not actually sure, but I did notice something while we were getting started. I'd actually probably like to go work on staging, because I don't know if I'm in the headspace to do town building today. No, notice something. If I click off route layer, everything should be on route layer, right? Huh? And also we got some grass over here. That's not on the route layer. Oh, and we got whatever this is. What is this? Oh shoot, this is a little flower pot that we were doing. Look at it. See, this is something I never would have noticed. This is what you got to do, by the way. This is my recommendation. You put everything on the route layer just in case, because it is a good habit to be in. And when you mess that up, because invariably you will, just like I do constantly, you can flick the route layer off and see where you're missing. Like over here, look at all these houses. Look at all these houses. These are all on seed. That's kind of funny. Because when did I do stuff on the seed layer and then go back to putting down buildings? I guess when I was building this part of the town. Oh right, I gotta go put the thing in. I was so dismayed at, like, messing up Not Tetris that badly. What is the seed layer for? Very good question. The seed is for locomotives and freight cars. So I use the term seed... How do I put this? I to use it in a sentence, I seed the route with locomotives and freight cars so that if you just happen to jump onto the route, then you've got something to play with. Um, I don't know if that's an original term on my part. I know there are many things in the world that you will assume that you came up with because you don't remember anyone else ever saying it, and then you realize you got it from somewhere. Uh, you know, yes, it's like seeding a field with seeds. I just am not sure if, like, I doubt I was the first person to apply that terminology to a Trainz route. However, I would like to think that I came up with it independently because I don't really watch a lot of Trainz content. So, I don't know. Maybe I did come up with it myself. Okay, there's a lot of splines, and splines are this section of trees is just going to stay that way. That's going to stay on the session layer or whatever it is. Um, yes, much like seeding a field to get it ready for something, I seed the route to get it ready for people playing on it. Um, Now, there was a distinction at one point between the seed layer and the auto layer. The auto layer was for stuff that was already automated, as you might imagine. Now, basically, there's no such thing. Um, there's an exception, which is the tram, right? But I'm not, that's probably going to stick around, but I'm not 100% on that. Um, This is the only Trainz content. I recently went back to find a video from when I was younger, and it was you. Oh well, I'm honored to be a part of your life for so long. I honestly, it always blows me away when people are like, "Oh yeah, I watched you when I was like 12," you know, and I'm meeting them and they're an adult. Um, I can't remember who. I mean, there's plenty of people I've had that interaction with. I just wonder, like, what's the next one, and what's the longest time between, like, oh yeah, I was a big fan of you when I was a kid, and then I've met you and I didn't realize it for however long. I don't, like, should I leave the plants on the seed layer just for fun? I don't know, it gives me the warm and fuzzies. It makes me feel like I'm doing well to be a part of somebody's life, and I hope that beyond the route building, I can imbue some kind of, you know, some kind of something. That's all I've ever really tried to do. It's not as if the YouTube videos are a vehicle for me to impress upon the people of the world that you should chill out and love each other, but uh, I certainly wouldn't not say that while I was able. Um, Make you feel old. I turned 21st on April the 21st. Or 20, sorry. You turned 21 on April the 21st. You turned 21st on April the 21. Hi Virgo. Finally figured out how to make an AI train Y itself without being confused on which direction to go. Yes! If you care to write it out, I want to hear your process. Because, oh boy, the Trainz AI. I feel like I could write a dissertation on the Trainz AI. Um, this is another one of those things where I don't watch a lot of Trainz content, so I don't know. But I feel like when it comes to the Trainz AI, I'm one of the people who is most familiar with it, perhaps. And I don't know if that means I should, like, set some time aside and seek an audience with M3V and be like, hey, here's what's wrong, because I've messed with it for hundreds of hours. That doesn't even really seem that long. There are probably people that have dedicated more time to it than I have, but, like, I am the first person to tell you that the things that I have tried to do in Trainz are not necessarily the things that Trainz was designed to do. And I think the fact that you can do that is sort of a testament to a lot of things. Hello, Hot Rail. We talked about a while ago that you could probably build some kind of railroader simulacrum in in Trainz with the right scripts and the right like session not scripts is what I'm looking for, but things, maybe layering and things like that. If you could have a script turn on a layer, which I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? Then you could build out a route in a Trainz session, because you would do something and it would open the next part of the route. Virgo says it took figuring out what the AI wanted to do to turn around and putting track marks in spots that allowed the longer passenger trains to clear the Y switches. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, giving enough space when you're placing track marks, that's important. At one point when I was doing the automation, I got into a sort of system of location and then location plus 1 car length, location plus 2 car length, and etc. until I had enough space to turn around a train of any length. Now, I don't recommend that because that's way too many track marks. The game doesn't have a hard limit as far as I can tell, but the limitation will be, weirdly enough, the size of your screen. Because the track mark list, if I just drive to track mark, this section right here is only, what, a quarter of my screen, a fifth of my screen? It's not that much, right? And I have a lot of superfluous track marks now. Especially all these, whatever the hell those are. Probably for ATLS crossings or something. All these unnumbered, unnamed ones, not good. Don't do that. Come up with a system, name your track marks. Please. Name your switch stands, name your signals, name your track marks. Those are the things that you got to be annoying about. And then obviously name your stations and industries, but like, that's less important. Name your turntables. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Hi, Matt. But yeah, my point is, as you add more track marks, this list will get bigger, and eventually it'll go off the end of your screen, and you won't be able to click on them. Like, you will not be able to select that track mark. There is one change, though, that made this much more doable, which is this. This is a Trainz 2022 thing, I think, or maybe a Trainz Plus thing. I don't think it was in 2019. You can select from the drop-down now. That's a big deal. Like, that makes that running out of track mark space much less of a humongous problem. A humongous insurmountable problem. It does make programming more annoying. What do you want? It does. My last notification is from 12 minutes ago, and it goes off now. My phone is possessed. I really want to learn how to use ATLS to get proper diamond interlocking. Can you... You might want to do that with an interlocking tower. You might want to do that with an interlocking tower and not ATLS. I don't know all the secrets of ATLS. I don't claim to. I don't know that much about it. I've done some, I've done like a dozen ATLS crossings on this railroad. Most of my crossings are not done. They're not touched. There are some things that I know I need to touch. Which is, yeah, you're technically certified to do an exorcism. We have, Kaiserin, you're a real-life Ghostbuster. This right here. This is a four-way intersection that also has a crossing going straight through it. There's precedent for this. There's one that I'm thinking of. If Ogilis was here, he might know off the top of his head exactly what I'm thinking of. It's in New Hampshire. So, anyway, this is an ATLS nightmare, but it's extremely doable. You can't exorcise ghosts, only demons. Well, maybe the ghosts should exercise themselves. Have they considered getting a ghostly treadmill? Speaking of crossing, what about the Billups Neon crossing on the Mansfield branch? Oh God, yeah. I have plenty that go to therapy because of me. Oh, I wish I could say as much. Um, you said that was on the DLS, right? The murder crossing. Um, Phillips. Is that what it's called? I'm gonna just go download this right now. There it is. No, that's not it. That's a gas station. What is it called on the DLS? Um, I don't know. Lafayette, please stop licking the floor. Um, okay. This is a great little... I like this area a lot. This gives me vibes. And I can't wait to do more with this. And an area inside... It might be called the Death Crossing. That's a very fair guess. Hold on, you know what? If I already have it downloaded, I'm gonna hide that. What? No, 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 no. Death Coaster. Malibu Death Machine. The Jump of Death. Um... Super Train Death Fail Crash Wreck. What is this, a route? Sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. I don't know what to, I'm not going to go trolling through all the different kinds of crossings. I'm sorry, I just don't have time for that. Okay. It's kind of interesting how this, Malibu Death Machine, I thought it was a great band name, actually, Matt. That's where my mind went right away. The Bridge of Death from the Monty Python skit. Should we make a Bridge of Death somewhere? It won't look like that, but it could be called that. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. I'm serious. I'm so glad that I decided to do this because coming on here is a breath of fresh air even though I've got absolutely nothing done. Okay, let's go to staging. Let's be boring. I'm sorry. Have I built the waterworks yet? Yes, kind of, for that area. Oh wait, no, no, that's what today is. This will get me out of my depression. We're gonna go mess with the. We're gonna go mess with the thing. We're gonna go mess with the thing. Exit surveyor save. Save that. We're gonna go mess with the timetable portal rule. Timetable portal rule. And in the meantime, I'm gonna talk about one-hit wonders. I don't actually remember what the town... I don't think the Pit of Death was out of town. I think the Pit of Death was just sort of in the middle of nowhere. I know it had like a hotel next to it, like you'd go and visit the Pit of Death. On the Iron Horseman. One of the like, if I was someone else, there would have been an episode based around the Pit of Death. It's zany enough, right? We didn't do that much zany stuff. We didn't do that. Yeah, Mystery Fleshpit National Park vibes. We didn't do. Hey, East. We didn't do that kind of stuff in the Chronicles. We just weren't. We weren't crazy enough for it. We weren't wacky enough for it. I probably spent too much time worried about keeping the series appropriately grounded. You know, I don't honestly. I don't necessarily think that it was the right thing for me to do. There was a lot of fighting over it. That said, I don't necessarily think that it was the wrong thing for me to do because we got stuff out of it that people really seemed to like. You know, if I had loosened up a little bit, frankly, if I had loosened up, then maybe we would have had more Chronicles, but by the same token, maybe it would have been different somehow. Okay. But, you know, talking about zany stuff in the Horseman, in the Chronicles. Okay. So, here's what I want to do, right? We have this route that we've been working on here. this like single dog bone sort of thing. Um, do I what's zany? As in what does that mean, or as in which zany thing specifically? Uh, Zany as in bizarre. If that was the question, but specifically like the Pit of Death. Like there was a lot of goofy stuff. There was a lot of goofy stuff in the Horseman, in the Chronicles. There was a lot of goofy stuff that was just sort of in the background or not shown at all. One of those things being the Pit of Death on the 2-foot. But okay, so here's what I want to do. Let's go this way. What's the T behind this mini route? This is a testing route. This is where I've been testing the thing, the AI, these guys, the shoot, what the hell's it called? The Living Railroad. This isn't a break from Tolbrand per se. What it is, I would say, is a. I'm just gonna delete those cars. This isn't a break from Tolbrand. What it is a testing zone. Yeah, the giant dong drawn on the map. That's a thing. Um, the thing, or the Pit of Death on the 2-foot. The I'm trying to think of some other really weird stuff. There was some like abandoned track that didn't make sense. There was, of course, lots of really weird things going on the narrow gauge, and we just sort of ignored it. In terms of like infrastructure and stuff, there was the fact that Consuela was a crane or a steam shovel or a lot of things, depending on sort of who you would ask. Uh, it could have. Yeah, the stakes have been raised. There's a good one. I forgot about that one entirely. Oh, this is a left signal. No, I want the right signal, please. Um, um, okay. And some things we did dive into, just not in the series. Like, I don't think we ever would have broached the topic of, as far as yeah, I don't think we were ever going to broach the topic of Sabaton in the series. The time traveling, universe traveling F40 that shows up in just about every episode, but isn't addressed, is just sort of there, and is addressed in the short story set, The World Tour, if you're curious about that. Okay. I don't know if I have to check produce new trains. I'm just going to call it timetable 1. I'm going to set it to produce trains every 5 minutes. Why not? The Kraken that is mentioned. I don't know about the Kraken. Okay. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this, actually. I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't want to be too ambitious. I just want this to work. So let's call this yard 1. Is this south? This is west. And let's throw another one down. How about yard 2 west? And let's drop these down to, let's just say 10 meters. Spin them around. So my idea is, and I think I got these industries to work before, just by putting them, yeah, by saying there's nothing in them. That's going to be different than Tolbrand, but I just had to make sure it worked. There's another message from nobody. What is going on my phone? What is going on? this down here. I'm gonna put this away behind me. Anyway, we are going to. Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna bust out the timetable thing, which is edit session, add. We're gonna grab the portal timetable rule. Portal timetable rule. The idea is, okay, this rule is enabled. Emitting portal. We've got timetable 1 as the portal. Add new timetable. Let's see. When is this route set? Let's do like 10:02. Why not? So we got 2 minutes, and then the train will show up. Add an existing saved consist. I think it will be easier to do that than to. No, let's just. I should have grabbed what I had. Shoot. What are we moving? We're moving diesel fuel. Let me go to the assets and timetables. Nope, sorry, wrong thing. Industries and balance. Freight cars and loads tab of industries and balance. If we're moving diesel, that means we need which thing? Standard oil tanker 1. And then we can use, okay. Standard oil tanker 1. We need one of those. We also want, let's see, we want the VMR, or no, sorry, the two bay AC copper toppers, Gilson needs. Okay, so we're gonna 1, 2, 3. Oop, nope, 3. Want 3 of them. Oh, and I can't. Oh wait, if I click this, does it put something over that one? Well, let's find something that we know that works. Shoot, I don't know what works actually. Oh wait, let's get Lee in here then. Tender. No, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. If I mouse over this, will it tell me what the hell it is? No. If I mouse over it, will it tell me what it is? Okay, this is why it's easier to do it as a consist. Learn from my mistakes, people. I don't know what that's called anymore. I forgot. It's gone. It left me. I don't know what it's called anymore. Get out of here. Get out of here. We're doing a diesel. That's too much. That's too much effort. What about GM and O? There we go. There it is. Let's do that. Also, I like how these are 3 different backgrounds for these. Okay. So, you're going to come out of the portal. You're going to... Oh, God. Drive to track mark, yard 2 west. Wait for 5 seconds. And then... Am I going to have enough room? Drive to track mark, yard 1 west. And then... Wait for 5 seconds. Wait a minute. I'm missing something. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me save the changes. Let me think. Okay, there's 2 things I'm worried about. One is, if I leave these cars alone for a second, the AI will go, give me that, and just grab it. You know, grab it and run off with it. That's what I'm afraid to do. Okay? But I wanted to pull in here, and then maybe pull out to here, and then back it. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'd want to run around the cars, but I can't. Should I just have it push them? Whatever. You know what? This is not part of the test. This is not part of the test. Let's make the 3rd track mark and let's do this right. Nope. Yard 3 west. Go to yard 2, decouple, go to yard 1, return to portal, let the AI deal with the cars. That's effectively what I'm trying to do, but there's one missing piece there, which is that we've got 2 locomotives and 2 jobs to do. And I want to separate the cars out to those 2 jobs. They're not going to do it. The AI is not going to do it. We have to do it. We have to program it. So what I'm thinking is drive to here, run around, stick 3 cars here, stick 1 car here, go back to the portal. How about that? Um, Also, the fact that it's in here, like, what I should be doing if I had a brain, if we were doing this for real, I would have this reference another subroutine, copy it in, not be writing out the program in here. Because if you ever write a program, you might want to use it again, and you don't want to have to rewrite it. So put it in a library. There's a rule for that. That's my recommendation anyway. Okay, so drive to track mark, yard 3 west. Wait for 5 seconds. Oh shoot, we're gonna need another track mark. Wait 5 seconds. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Gonna need a track mark down here. Yard 3 east. You don't... Rule 1 of the Trainz AI is don't let them think. Don't let them think. Don't let them make decisions on their own. Tell them exactly what you need them to do. They are a box of rocks. They're only as dumb, or they're only as smart as you tell them to be. Wait 5 seconds. Need to do the uncouple command. What else do we need? Aircraft engine start. Yeah, obviously. Copy commands from. You know what? Well, let's grab that. Couple? No, we don't actually need that. Decouple? No, we need uncouples from, right? Because that's the one with the longest list. I don't know if we need any of these other things right now. We honestly don't need most of them. Where's that one that I just saw that's straight useless? No, not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Where'd it go? Oh, move turn to move to train. Navigate to. Okay, navigate to versus drive to is something that, like, is not worth messing with. I honestly am not sure which one is better. I'm just going to use whichever one I have. Navigate to does try to think. It does try to think. Maybe rule 1, don't let them think, should tell me not to use navigate to. But sometimes you have to deal with it. Sometimes you have to let them figure it out at least a little bit. Because you, as the programmer, as it were, you don't know everything that's going to happen. You should, but you don't. Alright, uncouples from 0. And then... Oh, I didn't grab couple at track mark. That's one that I definitely needed. Edit. Nope, wrong thing. Driver command. Edit. Couple at track mark. This is one of those things, or couple ahead also works, but couple at track mark is better. Couple ahead you put after a drive to command. So I'd tell it to go to the track mark and then couple ahead, so it would just keep going until it coupled with something. It's useful when you're in really weird situations where cars are on an industry with inbuilt track and trains. The AI doesn't really like that track. Surely you'd be able to work it from one end of the yard. Drop your 3 hoppers, pull forward, drop your tank, return to portal, and runner unneeded. Absolutely you would be able to, but you'd need to put the drop-off track mark for the second, for the tank car, 1 car length behind where you want that end of yard track mark to be. Doing it this way saves us a track mark, technically. We do still have to put the track mark on the other end for the runner. Technically, it costs us 1 track mark, but the track marks that we're adding are track marks you want to have. You want to have track marks that are at the ends of each yard track, and arguably in the middle, so you could do what you're talking about. But this is making me want to do the, then we have 3 track marks on a very short track, in theory, is what you would be aiming for here. And I'm trying to avoid that. Okay. But also, this does allow us to do one more test, which is to see if we drop these cars and are working to run around them, are the AI engineers, the living railroad engineers, are they going to spring into action and grab these cars from us? Like, before we get a chance to think. They might. They might. And I'm kind of curious. Okay. Drive to track mark, yard 3 east. Oh, no, sorry. Let's change that. Couple at track mark, yard 3 east. And then wait 5 seconds. I always put a wait 5 seconds before every couple so that the train stops, and after every couple so that the train stops. I found it just to be good practice. Drive to yard 2W. No, and you're thinking right, Kaiserin. Your head's in the right place, because that is the kind of thing that you're going to reasonably do. But, okay, so this is yard east. It's the kind of thing that you would reasonably do because it's the fewest number of moves. And that's what I was thinking of originally, and I had to stop, because you come here, you drop your 3 cars off, you pull forward, and assuming the AI figures out it has enough room, which it would, but you don't, this is kind of a short distance for them. It then backs up and it leaves that tank car here, you know. Worst case, best case scenario, it's back far enough that it's not going to foul the switch at all. Or maybe it might foul it visually. Worst case scenario, it leaves it far enough up that you can't throw the switch anymore. And that's not good. Even though the AI here probably wouldn't bother, like it wouldn't care, because they're going to be grabbing it from the other end, the AI sometimes gets confused. And, and might want to try to go forward past that switch and then throw up its hands in confusion because it can't get past that switch. Now, the other thing I'm just realizing is, if you have this train run around and get behind these cars, then it's going to be pushing them. And despite the fact that there's probably not enough room here, if you tell it to go to yard 2 after picking up the cars on this track, it might pull forward just enough, pull back, and uncouple and leave those cars here. That's not good. So, we're going to do this the right way, which is what I keep saying, and it keeps getting more complicated, just goes to show. Sometimes life does imitate art. Or vice versa. Couple at yard 3, back up, pull back to drive to track mark, yard east. Drive to yard 2W, wait 5 seconds. Uncouple from this is the difficult one because we don't know which direction is considered forward after the train runs around. We're just going to have to guess. It will be consistent, but it might not be consistent with what we assume will happen. So, uncouples from, let's just assume 0 is the front of the train now. Or, yeah, front of the train, so pushing, so not the locomotive end. 0, 1, 2. So it's going to break off at 2. And then drive to yard east, drive up to there, wait for 5 seconds, uncouples from uncouples from 1, right? And then drive to, we don't have a drive to, we only have a drive to think, navigate to, whatever. Navigate to, oh, now I can just type it in. Okay, timetable 1. That's the portal. Now, the other thing I want to do is Hmm. What, can I get a dwarf? No, because okay. Uh, you would come in on yard 3, drop the hoppers at yard 2, drop the tank at yard 1. If you'd ever get the time to actually sit down and mess around with this, I'll try it out. Not saying you're wrong. Making me want to try it out. You know, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, right? There's a lot of ways to get this yard the way that you want it to. The reason I'm doing it this way is I'm trying to be consistent to the sort of internal logic that I've worked with on Tolbrand previously. And if I, if I really, really wanted to do it in the fewest moves, your first suggestion is probably the best one. Um, if I wanted to do it in slightly fewer moves than I've got, but without doing the track end -1 track mark, you could do it with middle track marks. Also perfectly acceptable, right? Um, okay, let's grab something. Uh, I invite you and everyone to play with this because this is the kind of thing that, well, it's worth playing with. Oh, we've used this platform on Tolbert. It's worth sort of breaking, just experimenting because not only will you learn stuff, right? Like it's coding. It's coding. It literally is. It is not the same kind of coding that you tend to do in a programming course, but it gets your brain to work in that way. Um, there's probably some benefit to it. Now, I'm not saying that Trainz is a learning tool, uh, although I'm not saying you couldn't use it that way. But you know, there's a big difference between sitting back and armchair quarterbacking me, which again is not, I'm not really opposed to. Uh, it's not unwelcome, genuinely. Uh, there's a difference between armchair quarterbacking and getting in there and messing with it, you know, because there's value in that. There's the opportunity to learn because not only, on the one hand, you might be right, and I'm not saying you aren't. Uh, uh, Learning the simple coding using blocks and stuff immediately improved by Trainz AI programming. It's the same damn thing. And like I did not Visual Basic, LabVIEW, LabVIEW in school. What a cool program! What a cool program! I liked it a lot. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, get in there, mess around with it, try to prove me wrong. You know, uh, when I say something, it doesn't just go for this, right? Uh, if you go into a situation where you feel like you know differently than the other person, it gives you the opportunity to learn from each other. If you go into that situation, you know, understanding that you are of multiple perspectives and say, "Hey, I see what you're doing. That's interesting. This is my idea. Let's find out." And if your counterpart is being gracious, or if you're on the receiving end of that, right? The best thing to say is, "Yeah, let's figure it out." Unless you're in a time crunch, unless you're like up against the wall and someone's saying like, "No, I know how to do it," and you go, "No, I know how to do it and get it done in this amount of time." Before I go in and check this, is Trainz been fixed? I don't know. I'm not in the most recent version. I've been meaning to ask the people who do know. Um, Point is, knowledge is a gift, and learning is part of life. It's a very important part of life. Okay, let's do this because I want to do something else. Station. Um, sure, let's just whatever do that. Wait a minute, what the hell? No prod passengers 2020. What does this mean? What does that mean? Let's just throw in 25 people. Um, That's an error. What was the soda of the stream? I actually don't have one. I've been kind of oh, add another station platform and it should be fixed. Oh, because his. You might be right. It's worth finding out. Why not? Let's just throw another platform down here. Will these two know if they're on the same, like, in the same area or not? But yeah, this stream is still not sponsored by Yacht Club, but I don't have a soda yet. My throat's been kind of sore, and I've honestly drank a lot of soda lately, like more than usual, just because of depression. Uh, but watching some Star Trek Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds, which honest to God, Strange New Worlds is absolutely incredible. Um, like you know, Lower Decks is funny. Strange New Worlds is fantastic. Um, no, I have two of them. Uh, uh, I'm gonna call this Branch Station. The crossover episode is so goddamn funny. Uh, like, 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 funny and great, right? Uh, I love the attention to detail of, we got these voice actors, and then we made their characters look just like them in case we ever decided we wanted to do this. How great is that? How great is that? Um, and everyone kills it in that show. Anson Mount is so good. He's so good, and he's always like making little expressions which just lay me out. You know, um, I am on the penultimate episode. I just watched the musical. I'm I'm ready to watch the last episode of the show so far. I'm really looking forward to a season 3. Blue is invisible track. Yeah, it's just a tail track. It's for the AI. They don't like pulling right up to the end of track, so I give them some room. I liked him better as Cullen Bohannon. Which show is that? So there's a smudge on my screen, which makes it difficult for me to read that. Okay. Anyway. Hell on Wheels. No, I never got the chance to watch Hell on Wheels. I know Hell on Wheels is one of those shows that I sort of like know from the memes. Um, there's a lot of shows that you'd think that I have watched and I have not watched. Oh, look at that. Now it's a portal. So much on the lens. Okay, we need another thing. Add a new timetable. Let's say 10:10. What? Oh, no, wait. Suppress a timetable. Okay. What does this button do? Oh, another one! Emitting portal, timetable 1. Okay. Vehicle. RDC. Do my RDCs work? Navigate to guard station, platform 1. Wait for 2 minutes, and then go back to the tunnel. Sorry, navigate to... See, this is nice, but it is annoying. I should have named it Timetable 1 Portal 2, because that keeps tripping me up. Oh, wait, I need a driver, don't I? How about Adair? That's not the Adair I remember. Add a driver to consist. Bald. Okay. And this is, add new timetable. Let's say 10 minutes past the hour. It's been a while programming this. I thought this was going to be quick. Such a good show, even if the trains look fake as hell. Sorry, the other like week when I was like, oh, Trainz is broken. I was told it had something to do with trackside objects. I don't really know what it was. Okay, we'll have to see how this works. Now I know that one of these locomotives is going to go take off and go get these, right? That's pretty much a given. I don't know what happens after that. Honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen. So, save this, and then let's actually exit Surveyor. Let's go in from the main screen. What's the queue to the CNNW High Hood? Damn it, I wish I had seen that comment 30 seconds earlier. I don't know. I will look. If I double click on this, it should just start the session, right? That's kind of loud. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. These guys didn't start on... Oh, that is loud. These guys didn't start on auto AI, did they? Will it show me the queue in here? No. Well, that's what it's called. We're sort of doing living... Oh. Yeah, assigned to automatic scheduler. Oh, also my volume is way up. Okay, so will this guy find something to do, or is he just going to sit here? Also, we've got, what, 2 minutes until that shows up? If it works, I don't even know if it's active. If we don't get a train in, like, 5 minutes, then something's wrong. Oh! Okay, yeah, so he's going to get the log cars. Just takes off like a bat out of hell. And just because of the test, few details, assigned to automatic scheduler. I don't know if I have to do that for every locomotive every single time. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know, like, if I can tell them to do that automatically. I feel like I should be able to do that. I feel like I should be able to tell them to do that automatically. And I must be missing something. Alright, it's 10:01. Who's got timers? Timers, anyone? Also, yeah, it's not CNNW. You said CNNW and I just took it on faith. I forgot it was a telling engine. So, once we get back into thing, once this inevitably breaks, and we get back into the, like, looking at everything. Okay, it's 10:02. Where's my train? Oh, I can set it in here, too. Where's my train? Oh, do I see something? I do see something. It's the extremely visible boatmobile. And also, look at that. It's got... What the hell? Why are you going to the tank farm? Why are you assigned to the automatic scheduler? Wait a minute! You should not be assigned to the automatic scheduler, my friend. You should have a schedule already. Okay, yeah, now you have a schedule. Okay. No, wait. Dispatch status. Hold on, I gotta see what happens. So it's not doing that. It's just lying. It says navigate to tank farm. Why did this locomotive immediately pick up on the automatic scheduler, but the locomotives that were here that I've been using for the automatic scheduler are not automatically assigned to it? How automatic is that? That's not automatic at all. That's a manual thing. That's a thing I have to do. Thanks a lot. Okay, so this guy's moseying, which is perfectly fine. Why is this line red? Wait, if I click on you... Oh, because it's someone else's line. Ah, look at that. Also, look at this! Look at this! The green line, the line for the thing, it tells you where it's still on the automatic scheduler. That's still a problem. Why is it doing that? But the fact that this thing reserves that route ahead of time is a big deal. And it's actually not booked up all these switches, which could lead to problems. I feel like it should do that for in some small way, right? But anyway, so this guy is on the automatic scheduler too, and there are two other things to do. There's filling these cars and filling that tank car. Obviously, filling the tank farm, snake farm, is already like taken care of in terms of an order, but this thing might see those cars sitting there while the boatmobile runs around and go, ah, yeah, I want it. I don't know. Did I set the other one to 1010? I don't know if I forgot. Track path displays. Long display on focus trains. Short display on focus trains. Okay, so now it's got this path. Speaking of Snake Farm, did you hear that the creator of that game made another game? Wait, there's a game? Oh, there is a game. Vampire Survivors style action roguelike. Huh. I don't know if I knew about that. Fish fear me. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, this guy is just idle. This guy is just straight up idle. That's a good thing. He's not trying to steal the cars out from the other locomotive. How are you doing? Alright, good night, Train Street. Good to see you. It's 4 out of 7... Wait, what? 4 out of 79 passengers? What was that? I don't know how passengers are supposed to work in Living Railroad. I assume they're going to be smarter than they are now. I get the feeling that the reason we don't have... like... How come I can't focus on this driver? What's going on? What's the plan on trains? We are testing Living Railroad and the automatic scheduler, which seems to work. Or not automatic scheduler. The the portal timetable command. Whatever it's called. It's like the cars spawned in by the portal need to be assigned to the dispatcher. I don't know about that. That's a good point, but you don't assign cars to dispatch. Dispatch just knows that they're there. Well, I could cancel tasks, I guess. But this is JR Justin. Also, this is not the... That is not the person that I assigned. Oh, shoot. Did I hit cancel? We're gonna have to look. That's not the person I assigned. Hey, you have enough room. Oh, right. These things really need space to clear the junction lever. There we go. This thing has some cool sounds, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's that, not the switch stands. It might be the switch stands that we're hearing. So this guy's gonna go grab those, then it's gonna spot them. Meanwhile, the Jeep is doing Jeep things. It's a Jeep thing, you wouldn't understand. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. I think we broke it. Honestly, I think we kind of broke it. I wonder if we removed this driver from the session? No, because this is still tied to this driver, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on exactly. Hey, guy. Oh, shoot, and this is the wrong way. Alright, I'm dumb. Wait a minute. 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 I should just leave this car here and then spot those on the other track. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Kaiserin said this already. No way, because Kaiserin's solution did not. Oh, did you see that? It was smart for a second. Hold on. All right, we're gonna back out. Wait, no. I do need to know one more thing. We need to hang on for like 2 minutes. Um, I did not see what. I did not see what Matt posted yet. Okay. Oh, what? Ooh, it's blue. It's blue now. And this one says player controlled. What did we do? Wait, why did the first one get? This one got the dude we assigned. This one did not. I'm so tempted to find out what happens if we delete that engineer. What happens? Okay, so I know this is going to be broken. Listen, we know the command works, right? We know the command works. We got what we came here to do. Now I just want to fix the AI, because I can't leave a thing half done. Except for the dishes. I'll clean one half of the dishes, just so I have enough room to wash the dog. Other than that, I don't want to leave a thing half done. Okay. Alright. Edit session. Go back into here, portal timetable rule. Yeah, see, you're not who I asked for. Oh, fudge! See, this is why you don't ever store stuff in here. Because now I can't change it and he's broken. He's broken. I don't know what to do with him. Oh, no. Okay. Let's just... Let's make this easy. Okay. Go there, a couple of track mark, pause, wait for 5 seconds. Uncouples from 0. Okay. And then drive to yard east, pull into yard 2, wait for 5 seconds, uncouple from 0, 1, 2, 2, 2. And then go to the portal. Nope, don't delete that. Your route is too much for it? I used it on the UMR. If that's not too much for it, I don't know what would be. I mean, I don't doubt that it had issues, because it has issues. But, you know, I think the best part about it is that it will figure stuff out. Okay. Oh, generate new drivers for empty trains. Don't do that. Don't do that either. Okay. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Let's try it again. Can anyone be patient for 5 minutes again? Okay. Let's merge this route with the Iron Horseman route. Okay. Exit Surveyor. Let's go back to the main area. And then let's double click on this and let's see where it goes. Oh, wait, we didn't figure out about these. Wait a minute. Hold on, let's go back for a second. Let's go back for two... Oh, Train Street's gonna miss it. Damn it, I could have grabbed the Q-it. What were you doing to open the session rules? Up here? Or sorry, up here. And then edit session. Driver setup, edit. Auto detect. Ah! Perfect. Automatic scheduler. Somebody's lights just turned on, probably. Okay. Save that. Save that. Perfect. Thank you. Exit surveyor. Oh, wait. One sec. Somebody tell Train Street it's Q2 214 353 1008:1. You don't actually have to do that. Somebody tell him to go watch the video. When the VOD comes out. Okay, we should be good now. We should be good now. Okay, we are not controlling either of these. That's perfect. Which one of these is going to get the job first, by the way? I wonder if that's always consistent. If that's consistent, it's controllable. There's also a button. I think like you can use the F keys for these menus, but I'm not sure. Trainz is one of those... nope, there he goes. Trainz is one of those games that... or softwares, I guess, that I never ever bothered to learn the hotkeys for. I never even considered it. I don't know why. I think maybe that speaks to the UI a little bit. Like, it's not a game that demands software. It's not a software that demands... like, needing to know all the hotkeys and commands and things. Everything is laid out in front of you. And that's, like, damn do I appreciate that, right? Like, after years of AutoCAD and MicroStation, I really appreciate something that tells you what all the controls are and shows you what all the controls are. Good UI design is worth its weight in gold. You know it doesn't have great UI design? It has okay UI design, but not great. We need fewer hotkeys in Railroader. And this isn't an indictment on the design of that UI, really, because it's a good-looking UI. And it's decent. But there are some things that are a little bit buried, especially in experimental. And re-railing with Shift-R, teleporting with Control-T, and laying a few Z with Control-F. It just doesn't... It does not spark joy. You know? It is one of those things that it could be more straightforward than it is. It could be a single key. It doesn't need to be a combination of keys. And also, it could be something on your screen. The time window is a little bit buried now that we have a time window. Holy crap, way to take that turn. And what's the other one I had an issue with? The new context menu, the right-click menu on interacting with cars, that's really good. I like that a lot. That's a good change. No, there's a new button. I can't remember. Oh, it's Jump to Waypoint. Jump to Waypoint. It's in a drop-down menu, but it's the only thing in the drop-down menu. Why? Why not just make the button for the drop-down menu the button to do the only thing in the drop-down menu? Unless they have plans for more things. I don't know. I'm not the devs. Oh, there's the boat. Also, right-click to look around is a weird choice. Like, you get used to it, but it's a weird choice. Is this Adair now? No, it's Bob D. We have Bob Dylan on the train. What are you doing? Delivering diesel fuel from Tank Farm. What are you talking about, Bob? Wait a minute. Yeah, no, you're clearly not doing that. That's just a lie. Insufficient drivers available. Spawned Bob D. Why are these out of order? Something's up with this. I think this is because we gave commands to the... I think this is because we gave commands to the thing before assigning it to a driver. That's got to be what it is, right? Also, this thing is not moving very quickly. Yeah, I mean, maybe they have more ideas for what's going to go under that header, but it's just kind of weird to put something so useful out of the way like that. If you ask me, anyway. But again, it's not my game, and I'm no UI designer, so I'm not going to. Is the train speed on the bottom left where your face is? No, that's the driver's face. The train speed is not visible because we are not controlling this train. That's actually a good point. Wait, what happened? We have a whole bunch of drivers now. What's going on? Why did it make new drivers? I think we broke the drivers thing. The drivers thing has always been a little weird. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it at this point. What would be interesting is the ability to limit the TLR AI to certain sections would be super useful with yard goats. TLR AI? I'm not sure what you mean by TLR. I feel like I could figure it out if I thought about that acronym for long enough, but it would be easier if you just told me. The acronyms in that game have gone over my head a little bit. The living railroad. I thought you were talking about Railroader. You're right. You're right. And maybe that'll come with time. The living railroad, like the actual driving AI, is something that clearly needs a lot more refinement. Because right now it's just it's a scheduler tacked onto the AI that we already have. It assigns commands to things, and it assigns a very basic slate of commands. It's really cool, just to show that the game is capable of doing such a thing. That's kind of all it's good at doing. You know? It's good at finding out where stuff needs to go. And on a smaller route that isn't the UMR, you might actually be able to really make use of that, because you could have it assign commodities to cars to destinations, right? You could have it automatically figure out where all your cars needed to go based on what was in them, or what wasn't in them, what could be in them. You know, you could have that figured out. It's a first step in that kind of direction, which is really important because, one, that's how the real railroads do it, and B, it adds so much that you could do. It's how the real railroads do it because it works, right? If you have a set of cars and 5 different places that need what's in those cars, and the game can figure out, yeah, let's send this one to there, this one to there, this one to there, this one to there, and communicate that to you, the player, well, now, that saves a ton of coding on the session side, if nothing else. But if you can communicate it to the AI, well, now you can have industries worked by the AI where your only input is, if you have an AI cordoned to a specific area, right? If you have an AI cordoned to a certain area, you drop off a string of cars for it with a bunch of different commodities, and it goes, oh yeah, let me take care of those. You know, it grabs them, it grabs the first bunch of cars and goes over there. Now, I haven't seen it couple or uncouple aside from engine to cars. If it can do that, that's news to me. I'm also not on the most recent version of Trainz because I was told stuff was broken, as I mentioned earlier. If it works fine now, then maybe I could upgrade. But that's neither here nor there right this second. Okay, there we go. You've got filled up with logs. At any rate, it seems perfectly suitable for. I don't. For really basic stuff, it seems suitable. I wouldn't give it much to do. You know, it's an awful lot of letting the Trainz AI make decisions, and I'm not that big about that, um, because of just how much of a mess it's been in the past. Ooh, that was a hard couple. That one's been messing Railroader. Yo, it's Chris says, "What's poppin'?" We are messing with the AI a little bit. We're messing with Sasquatch. Um, Can you? Oh shoot! No, no, that became the front of the train. Oh shoot! Well, now we're in the hole for another 10 minutes. Okay, we're gonna deal with the AI weirdness. Hold on, driver setup. How about I do this? This rule: complete the drivers and then become complete immediately. Focus camera on the first driver. How about we do that? I mean, think of it like having the similar, if not same, power, and if you don't have multiple industries that output the same commodity. For that sort of situation, I imagine it'd be great. That's fair, but you've got to divvy it up for them, right? You've got to divvy up the you've got to divvy up the cars by industry, right? It won't pick what it needs out of a mixed consist, will it? If it does, that's news to me, and that's cool. Um, but you're right about that. You drop off a load of cars at an interchange with a short line, um, and assuming that you have a locomotive cordoned in that area, uh, which you could probably do somehow now, just with the right sort of thing. You could probably do that with an interlocking tower, which I know that's my solution to everything. But if you set it up so that it was if you set it up so that it was a path, an interlocking path past a signal that only a human can select, the train is going to be stuck on one side of the signal. It's never going to leave. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something you can do. Did I see that the new JRCSX heritage units are $200 for a bunch of reskins of the same locomotive? Listen, I have never been an outspoken individual when it comes to really much in the Trainz community, but I feel like it is a... what's the word? I feel like it is a familiar sentiment. It's not the word I'm looking for, but it gets the point across, that JR stuff is expensive. Now, on the flip side, JR stuff is very nice. They do a lot of work. And digital assets, one, are prone to piracy, and B, you buy it once and you have it forever, right? For the most part. It's not, you sell you buy a $200 locomotive from a train show, and you've got one of it. You buy a $200 locomotive, you buy a $20 locomotive from Jointed Rail, and you've got infinity of it, right? So, I get the prices to an extent. $200 is pretty damn steep. That's how you turn the piracy of JR stuff into an immediate epidemic. Same thing with Run 8, right? People share those routes around. I don't like it. I buy the stuff when I can, but I also don't really play Run 8. I go on there pretty much only to dispatch. Okay. What did I say I was going to do? Oh, right. Okay, never mind. I know why we're in this screen now. This... oh. Uncouples from... vehicle number 3, right? It pulls in 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. I think. That might work. The Heritage units are the exact same model but different skins. You're basically paying $20 or something for the full model and a single skin. then another $20 for different skin. Yeah, and that's expensive. You know, I it's one of these things where I'm not someone who cares about heritage units too much. I mean, I think they're neat, and I'd go see one if I got the chance. But I'm not in a position where I'd be chasing them across the country or chasing them at all. And, you know, I just think they're neat, you know? But when it comes right down to it, they're, you know, people go gaga for them, you know? Trains, yeah, good bang for your buck. I mean, you get like whole train sets for $30 sometimes, or less if it's on sale, or less if it's old and also on sale. And then some of the oldest stuff is free. And then Trainz Forge. There's a lot of really good freeware out there. There's a ton of really good freeware out there, and that can't be said enough. Again, JR stuff is high quality. But it's pretty low in the bang for your buck department. Having the heritage units out there. Now, hold on. I actually need to walk this back for a second. Is there some sort of copyright issue with that? I wonder. Is part of the reason they're so damn expensive is because they had to, like, buy licensing? Now, I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other, and I'm not using this to justify it. I'm just kind of curious. Because some people bring up the idea that the reason that these railroads make heritage units is so that they can hang on to these symbols, right? Like they have to use them or they lose them. I'm not sure that's entirely true. But they do own these symbols. They do own this branding, even for fallen flags, that they've consumed, for lack of a better word. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some licensing stuff in there, and that's part of the reason why they're charging an arm and a leg. Because, I mean, God knows, one of the hardest part of making the trading cards is not finding stats. Even for the really difficult stuff. Oftentimes it's not finding stats. We've got some people that have a lot of diagrams. You know who you are. And folks are... there it goes again. No, you're not going over there, buddy. That's not your direction. We'll get another locomotive to do that. Thank you. Just made me think of setting a command that allows things to be a setting that allows things to switch over. Now, weird interactions with Living Railroad. That if you could get a command to do something, you might have some very interesting happenings. Sorry, I'm just totally distracted by this. What if you kept a Living Railroad locomotive in an area by adding a track mark that applies a command, not appends, but sticks it right at the beginning of the locomotive's current schedule to go back to the depot. Like a timeout. Does a Living Railroad engine get affected by commands given at track marks with the command at track mark script? God, I want to mess with this. What an interesting prospect. Look at Pepsi cans. Yeah. What is your opinion on intermediate signals on trains routes? That's a tough one because it really depends on... I mean, on Tolbrin, I try to shoot for a realistic amount of signals. There are places where you probably wouldn't have a signal that I have a signal. there are probably places where you would have a signal that I don't or don't yet. Um, I just your signal placement is in many cases going to be dictated by how you're trying to use the AI. If you are a player, if you intend for a player to be using things more often than not, then you really might want to put signals, intermediate signals, relatively frequently, just to keep your player apprised of everything that's going on. On a long double track main line with one track in each direction, um, uh, yeah, I mean, okay, so you'd want signals, I guess you could say, realistically spaced. Uh, and yeah, Guy, I figure that exactly what I'm thinking. And yes, it would go deal with that issue over and over and over again. It'd be really funny. I'm not gonna lie. It would be. How about I use my brain? How about I use my brain? How about I turn my brain on? How about I turn my brain on? I'm just thinking of ways to combine Living Railroad and the regular AI. I'm just sort of wondering if we can. I'm sort of wondering if we can force the Living Railroad AI to do certain things. If we can mess with their set of commands using external factors. Clearly, if I have uh, if I have influenced this engineer which appears on the railroad and decides to be Living Railroad and wants to go to the tank farm and instead comes over here. You know, we're gonna make this from scratch. We're gonna make this from scratch. Hang on. I'm tired of this. Uh, Clearly, we can affect it, right? I, I have an idea. I have an idea. Wait, never mind. That's not a Living Railroad thing. Sorry, my bad. I don't have an idea. All right, back to Portal Timetable. Remove you, add a new driver. Same guy. Let's get you in here. You know what? Let's get somebody else. Maybe that guy's broken. Uh, can we have two balds? What about Bob D? Let's get Bob Dylan in here. This is why you don't do this. Whatever. Drive to yard 3 west. Okay. Wait for 5 seconds. Then uncouple from 0, right? Because we need it to run around. Uh, couple at track mark. Yard 3 east. Okay. Wait for 5 seconds again. Let's not make the same mistake twice. I'm going to make the same mistake twice. Uncouples from. What do we need to uncouple from? Somebody help me out here. We needed to uncouple from. Not 0, because that took the engine off. 1. 1. 1. 1. Yeah, we need to uncouple from 1. Drive to track mark, yard east. And then drive to track mark, yard 2 west. Wait for 5 seconds. I wish I could make a custom driver of ice. Oh, do they all require 3D models now? I thought the old ones were fine. But you never know. With Trainz is really weird about what it doesn't do backwards compatibility with. Like, this looks like a 2D image. These both look like a 2D image. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Wait for 5 seconds. So we've uncoupled once, we ran around, we uncoupled twice. We pulled out, we pulled back in. And then uncouple from 0, right? So that would set. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe if it doesn't work right, it's a good thing. I don't know. So, pulls forward, a couple for vehicle number 0. Turn around. And then it's tank car, hopper, hopper, hopper. Hopper, 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 hopper. Engine. When I said 0, it uncoupled from the engine. So I actually wanted to uncouple from 0, 1, 2, 3. 3, right? 3. 3. Not 1, 3. That makes more sense. Right? Right? And then uncouple from 0. And then go back to the portal, I guess. Timetable 1. I don't know what you want me to do. Hopefully that'll work. Living. I need a command. I need a command that puts I need a command that puts a locomotive out of this mode. Right? Category script, right? Script. Change destination sign, change system. I need something that puts a locomotive into Living Railroad. That's what I want. Or it takes a locomotive out of Living Railroad. That's... I don't think something that we have. Great, the cat's gonna throw up. Cat only makes that sound when he's gonna throw up. No, please don't throw up on that rug. Please don't throw up on that rug. Throw up anywhere else. He's gonna throw up on that rug. Yay, you didn't. No, you sort of threw up on the rug. Move. Can you get me the Febreze? The carpet cleaner, whatever. Yes, please. Also, babe, my love, could you do me 2 more quick favors? I guess 3 more quick favors. 1, can you get me the hard floor cleaner and the hand sanitizer and a candle and a lighter, please? Sorry for the delay, folks. We'll be right back. Floor cleaner might be in the bathroom still. No, the hard floor cleaner. It might be in the bathroom still. Yeah, I could use some. Well, don't worry about that. The other stuff's more important. I don't know. I gave it to you. found it? It's a good question. We're not back yet. Um, yeah, I don't think such a command exists yet. I honestly don't think such a command would ever exist. Uh, I mean, I've been surprised, right? But like, it seems like a weird command. Because I wouldn't necessarily need something that just specifically puts a train into living railroad. Um, I would. It would probably be best for a train that a command that can take a train from. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you can hit me with that now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, no, Venkman's had the loose poop blues for the past few days, which I assume is something to do with new food, but I switched back to a different food, or his old food, or whatever. Not the food I was given him. And it's still kept up for the moment. So, considering that the dog was just sick in basically the same exact way, I wonder if one got some kind of very basic illness and then gave it to the other one. That's all I can assume at this point. Okay. Anyway, back to business. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like a command that changes a driver from being regular to basically going on the automatic schedule or not. Um, um, that that's kind of what I would want. Um, don't know if such a thing is possible. Anyway, let's save that. Let's save this. Let's give this one more shot. By one more shot, I mean we're probably going to give at least 2 more shots to this. Stream's been going about an hour and a half. We started late. You can almost see the culprit over there. Hi, Venkman. I'm gonna move that away from me. Get out of there. Nothing yet. No. I'm trying to smell good things and not bad things. Yeah, so I think I think the basic gist of this is fine. The basic gist of what we've done is everything's working fine. I would love a way to test the other Living Railroad stuff. But the thing with Living Railroad right now is I think the only thing you could really use it for is... Sorry, the only thing I really think like code injection into Living Railroad could be used for is like a preventative measure to you know, because if you think about it, your Living Railroad stuff is going to have a very specific thing in mind. It's going to say, I'm going to pick up these cars, or I'm going to bring them to an industry, or I'm going to bring them back, or I'm putting myself back in the engine house. That's pretty much the only things that I've seen it do. It might be capable of more things than that, but I am not certain. So assuming that's what it's capable of, the only thing that you could tell it to do is to make one of those routes more detailed and slash or prevent it from completing one of those routes entirely. So you either have it like stopped, redirected, right? Um, or you have it tweaked in what it's trying to do. No, see, it's still going to that. How's about it? What is wrong with you? Wait a minute. No, we've still only got these, and you are still unclickable, and you are Sean now. What happened to Bob D? And now it doesn't have a command. Now it doesn't have a set of commands at all. Oh, wait. Now it does. But I still can't select it. Weird. Really weird. What is going on with you? Who is Trainman 1337, though? That's a good question. I wonder. I wonder who it could be. Yeah, I don't understand. I thought because we had set it up sort of the wrong way, it was acting weird. But maybe it's just this one driver? Maybe it's this locomotive? Maybe it's the fact that it's the first train to come out? I'm honestly not sure what's going on. I mean, it still works, but it's one of those things where you need this stuff to be explainable, repeatable, and controllable. Or at least two of the three. Is that Bombs 321 guy? Yeah. Heard he's a jerk. No. Maybe that's like a triangle we should make. The expandable, the explainable and repeatable or controllable. Like it's got to be at least two. Is it explainable and controllable? Well, if it's controllable, it's probably repeatable. What if it isn't? What is a situation where something would be controllable but not repeatable? It depends on your degree of control. I feel like repeatable is like a tighter window than controllable. I don't know, maybe somebody who's a better wordsmith than I am could parse that into something that makes sense. I mean, you can make sense of anything you want with enough effort. You know. Okay. Okay, you've pulled off the train. That's good. That's the first step. I don't know why we have this turntable in the middle of the ether. Wait a minute. Well, so clearly, right? So there's something that this tells me, actually. There's something that this tells me, which is that you, Driver Sean, you are ostensibly part of Living Railroad. Like, you are assigned to the automatic scheduler, right? That's important, I guess. You're assigned to the automatic scheduler. But you have other commands that you're trying to finish first. If you remained assigned to the automatic scheduler, which honestly you might be assigned because you have something that's assignable, right? The RDC does not. It's not carrying a freight car. That might be the difference. So it has nothing to do. But this will build out do other things. My jaw. This will do other things until it runs out of commands, and then what? What if I just... I can't change this, can I? No, I cannot. See, now I want to tell it to go to the engine house instead. Because if I do that, then it's going to sit there, and then what? Then does it come on to the automatic schedule and start doing stuff, start moving things around? Is that what happens after it runs out of commands that it's been assigned? Stuff automatically going onto the automatic scheduler is probably a problem, because then we don't want anything ever running out of commands. We don't really want that anyway. But then it becomes an instant problem, because then it decides to do something. Then it takes on a life of its own. And this is one of those things that I really, really, really want to experiment with. Like, I would dump hours into it, right? I would easily dump hours into it. But I'm sure this is going to change a lot. I'm sure this is going to change a lot in the coming years of development. And if that's, you know, if that's something that's in flux, maybe I don't really want to mess with it that much. Because I'm sure I could find some sort of symbiotic relationship with Living Railroad. I'm sure I could. But I don't know if I am sort of... I don't know if I should try to adapt myself to that, because we're not there yet. Trainz 2026 is probably coming very soon. I mean, have they announced anything about an actual, like, new mainline Trainz game, or are they just going to keep updating 2022? For now, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we get another mainline game. It feels like it's been a while. Even though it's only been 3 years, there have just been so many, so many things, right? So many changes. There's been a lot of meat on these bones. MPS, Living Railroad, all these things that, you know, they aren't fully fleshed out yet. They feel like concepts to some degree. But even still, it's been a lot of change. Thunk. All right, which one do you have? Sean, show me before. Nope, too late. Yay, I did it right for once. All right, cool. They had more. The derailments have been getting less and less realistic. I really wouldn't put much hope in that. It would be kind of neat, you know, to have more of that, but oh hell, there's no way. There's no way they're spending time on that with all the other stuff that they have to worry about. They're spending more time with, I would imagine, Living Railroad. I would imagine MPS. Like, these are the things. Trainz has always been about building a world, and very little about actually derailing trains. This is not Railroads Online or even Railworks. You know. Oh, shoot. Hey, look, here comes something. Oh, here comes the RDC. The RDC, what are you up to? Oh, I can see your controls down here. You're not automatically on the automatic dispatch. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, god damn it. Wrong button. Go. Get out of here. Keep moving. No, not player controlled. Oh, come on. Continue schedule. There we go. Couldn't remember the button. Sorry. On World Tour, huh? Tilt controls to surveyor mode. Run and gag whenever something comes out of the tunnel. Yeah, something goes wrong every time. If you have Trainz Plus, you should download the official RDCs, as they're really good. I might already have them. You know, I'll go for like regular DLS assets honestly before I'll go with like the package content that is DLC. They're really nice, I'm sure, but I'm trying to make sure everyone gets, you know. All right, and you, this could cause some conflict because this guy is going to try to head back right now, and it all depends who grabs this switch first. That guy's coming. If yeah, this is going to be a problem. Or he's going to wait because his line's not clear. What are you thinking right now? Execution of navigate to command. They would look aesthetically pleasing just for testing stuff. That's very fair. Okay, they're just gonna slam into one another. I get it. That's cool. Buddy, do you want to stop? Okay. Also, I mean, yeah, this is not the one that I wanted anyway. I really wasn't aiming for the translucent Bud car. Slightly cursed. What is going on here? They could, yeah, it would be nice if they increased the download speed for free members. That's for damn sure. Boatmobile seemed to slow down enough. Maybe you need signals to help out. Yeah, I probably do. I probably do. I should probably put invisible signals at the end of every track. Honest to goodness. But yeah, I know. I was told that Bud don't break. I say that every time that somebody brings up like the AM fleet's disintegrating. I was informed that Bud do not break. I have it from a reliable source. Oh, this is the cement siding. I really should, like, highlight these. This is the cement one, this is the oil one, and then this is the log one. Oh yeah, what's your problem? Wait, how long are you waiting? Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, that explains it. How do you have the grid in driver mode? The grid as in the ground? Or what are you asking? I just never repainted it. It's just been grid the whole time. I have that, you know, I guess when you make a tile these days, it sometimes comes out with grass on it already, which is not necessarily helpful. I usually end up repainting them to grid immediately, but these are very old tiles, number one, and number two, I think they're very old tiles. And number two, I would rather have the grid, so I just paint them grid. It's not the default. I think I have been told, I should say, I have been told that the... Why are you not doing anything? Ah, there you go. I was just waiting for it. Just waiting. There it is. Download the grid region. There it is. I was about to say, I've been told the base texture is tied to the region, but so are like the cars on the road, right? So I don't really want that because I want the 50s cars. So I have to deal with the grass and then just repaint it grid immediately. I mean, it takes what, 30 seconds, a minute. Okay, this guy's putting the cars back. If we let this go, it would be more interesting. But for now, I think I'm going to wrap it up. This has been a good test. This works, asterisk. So now what we can do is we can start programming trains, or at least set aside space for programming trains, um, for our portals in staging at the north end of the railroad. Which means I can get rid of that giant area of staging tracks. I might just leave them for posterity's sake, but it means that I can get rid of all those staging tracks and make staging work, you know? So yeah. Oh, thank you for joining me this evening. I appreciate you all hanging out. I know this has not been a typical stream, but I hope this was fun. I definitely agree that it's more convenient to start with the grid, but I find it less convenient to change regions ever. I know it's like 2 clicks, but I'm not gonna bother. I'll just paint them because I'm gonna need to raise them up anyway. So I'll just grab a section of the right height of grid and just copy paste that all over, and it'll bring in the texture too, or the lack thereof. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you next week. This is the ad.